Hi, this is Elliot Eisenberg of Graphs and Laughs, catching you up to date on the latest multiple listing service data for Hillsborough County. And the latest month, February's data, is going from strength to strength, just like it did in January and all of last year. House prices are setting records every month. Multifam is at an all-time high, and single fam, while just shy of an all-time high, hit a February high. And home sales activity is up strongly. That's very positive. Pending sales are even stronger, so that's very good. And what's the problem? The problem is the perpetual problem, a lack of inventory. There is exactly 2 months of inventory on the single fam side, a new record, and 2 months on multifam. They're both down from 2.2 last month, and the 2 months on multifam is just shy of the all-time record of 1.8, which happened for a couple of months, a couple of years ago. So again, there's no inventory. But that was then. And now we've got coronavirus or COVID-19, and things have changed. We're going to have a poor Q1. January and February were good, but March is going to be very bad, and that will probably pull the overall GDP for the first quarter negative. And the second quarter is going to be negative for sure, because we're going to have a very bad April. April will be just a terrible month, and May and June will be weak as we try and recover. So we're going to have maybe the worst quarter of economic decline in history or close to it, but it may well be countered late in the year by the best month or quarter of economic recovery all time also. Could be 20% down, 20% up. In the overall scheme, this may not affect us much, but there could be some very wild downs in the second quarter and some really strong ups in the fourth quarter with the third transitioning. In terms of homes, in terms of home sales, they've pulled back. So what I think is going to happen in the short run is volume activity will decline considerably, but price won't, because no one can take advantage of anything. Sellers can't sell, buyers really can't buy, right? So you're not going to have a lot of activity. In terms at the low end of the market, what's driving the behavior, I think, for both buyers and sellers is, will I keep my job? Younger people are more likely to be in leisure and hospitality and transportation, right? And in retail. And they're going to be very nervous about, do I keep my job? And that will motivate them for one way or the other. But that's the fear of, can I buy a house? Will I have a job? At the upper end of the spectrum, the concern is going to be quite different. There it's going to be, oh, I'd like to buy a $2 million penthouse condominium or some very big house on the water, but I wanted to sell some stock to use as my down payment or as the bulk of my payment or all of my cash payment, perhaps. And now that the stock market's down, I'm going to rethink. So if this is a short duration problem, the jobs will come back, the stock market will recover, and the impacts are light. The longer it goes, the more impact we'll have on price coming down. And over longer periods of time, of course, volume will go up, because you can have no volume for a month, but you can't have no volume for long. It may be depressed volume, but it'll be decent volume. That's it for this month. See you next month.